Good morning, Leslie. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Hey, can we breathe to start?
Sure, let's breathe. I need to.
Okay, sorry, I keep shutting the door and it keeps opening. So, all right. Hey, let's try the hand on heart thing. Put your hand, where are you? Hold on. Okay, maybe not. Put your hand on your heart. And let's try this. Okay, so we're gonna imagine breathing in from the bottom of your feet, right? Like imagine the whole earth is like this big sucking thing of air. And you're gonna breathe in. Imagine the air going up through your feet, through your calves, through your thighs, up. And when you get to, and kind of hold your abs in, and then bring it all the way up. And when you get to here, like between your eyes, cross your eyes and just hold it for a second. And then bring the breath up to the top of your head. And then bring it back down, same way, and send it back down into the ground. And now I'll shush and we'll do a few sessions. Breathe in. And do one more. You good, or you want to do another one? Ready to come back? Joe, you too relaxed? You ready to come back?
Yes.
How'd that feel?
Feels really good.
Yeah. One of the keys, so you want to start with talking about breathing real quick since we just did that? Because there are a couple of things I learned that what they teach does not benefit people who've had trauma and bodies have been running at a level of chronic stress their whole life. Not your mind, but your body's been running. The autonomic nervous system. So when the way I breathe that I just talked to you, I was guided to do that since I was a little kid, right? So it came from something more than my consciousness because I was friggin' 2. But when you breathe from the ground and you pull it up and you kind of tighten your abs and then cross the eyes, crossing the eyes, what that's doing is connecting left and right brain, right? Mm-hmm. The breathing in with your abs kind of tight, not sucked in, not like, but you just want to tighten them. What that does is it's bringing increased blood flow to your brain, right? Through the cerebral spinal fluid. And when it gets to the brain, the part of the brain, the third eye, the pineal gland, it's that increased force of holding your abs in is crushing those crystals in the third eye. The same way there are crystals in different parts like Sedona and those parts of the areas. Yeah. When it crushes those crystals, it releases energy. And it does a few things between, but at the end of the day, what it does is it opens the gateway to the part of the brain that allows you to shift perception, right? So, and overall, very general, when you're going from ground to earth, you're circulating your own energy. When we blow it out, you're releasing some of your energy. And since there is I don't believe there's toxic energy or negative energy, there's just stagnant energy. And in trauma, what I think happens is, since our bodies don't feel safe, right? We kind of tense up, we're holding our breath, but we're never circulating. And you think of you as this big rubber band, right? Going from your feet to your head. And the idea is that you just, to circulate energy, you want to be able to move it through that whole top to bottom. When we blow it out, we're interfering. So when like 5 years ago, when I started listening, I thought maybe I'll start breathing the way they tell you to slow down. What happens is when you're blowing it out, you're ridding of our own natural energy, but you're also slowing the sympathetic nervous system down so much, I think that it's a shock to the system. It's been going like on high alert. Now all of a sudden you're going, causing it to crash. And that's
Yeah.
kind of the idea. If you've ever heard of Wim Hof breathing has you almost hyperventilate. You breathe really quick. And then you hold your breath. And what that does is it teaches your own body how to manage stress. Because by breathing fast, you're sending a signal to the brain that like, yo, dude, we're not safe, right? And so then by holding it, you're saying, okay, hold on, it's time to reset. So Wim Hof breathing kind of teaches you how to train your body to deal with fight, flight, or freeze in the body, not the mind. I'm just talking like the autonomic, your body's natural response. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense. I used to do a technique, and I still use it myself in my groups, where I would inhale to the count of 5
Yeah.
through the nose, hold to the count of 5, slowly exhale to the count of 5, and repeat 10 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
That really helped my clients. I use it myself now.
There was another one too, alternate nostril breathing. And the idea that, and my coordination isn't that great. So I was always like, wait, what am I doing? But it's like you breathe out and then you breathe out of one and then you close it and breathe in the other. And the idea there is to bring left and right brain together. What I've been finding through the years though, is if the brain was affected by trauma in a divine way, I call it, then what the neurotypical world does works ass backwards for us. So I think a lot of what happens is people have had trauma. If they're listening to people whose brains are neurotypical and weren't affected by trauma, then nothing they're teaching trauma people is going to work. Because our brains work differently, right? Which is still why, but the idea is not to change our brain. We have to learn what works for us.
Right, I agree. And it's always that way. No matter what you're doing, it's got to work for you or it's no good.
Yeah. The slow breathing did not work for me at all. Like it just it made my body too calm. It took away all motivation. And I think I've said this before. I was so at peace that I was like, okay, take me now. I'm good. I'm complete with me. Let's go. I'm done. I'm like, oh, I need a little bit of fight, flight, or freeze going on to keep my, to keep my heart and the heart, holding the heart at the same time. That I think when I was guided to do that, number one, it serves as a way to connect with your body, right?
Yeah.
To feel what's going on. But the other part is it engages the heart chakra because your chakras have to be open in order to move the energy. And the one that we usually close is the heart chakra. Right. So by putting the hand on the heart, that's why when we touch hearts, when we literally touch somebody else's heart, we're sending a signal to the body that, all is good, all is well, we're safe. And that puts us, I think, immediately in that alpha, because the people who's literally, I touch their hearts and in the moment they cry, they hug, I can pass them a few days later and they don't even recognize me. Yeah. And I don't recognize them sometimes. And I think that's because we're in that higher state of consciousness where it's in the moment.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Okay.
So what's new?
Well,
how have you been?
I've been pretty good. It's not even close. I've been busy.
Yeah.
I've been sick. I've been in the hospital, just for a few hours in the emergency room with stress and anxiety. And I have a protocol that I have to follow from my doctors. So I did the protocol and it didn't work. I was so stressed.
Yeah.
So I spent 6 hours in the emergency room and then I was okay.
So
back to not sleeping though.
Yeah. So what do? Because your body's yelling at you, yo, pay attention to me, pay attention. Like, right? That's what mine was yelling forever. But sometimes it gets to a point. What I experienced over the last few years when every system kind of just shut down was it got to a point where it didn't matter what I did.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to literally stop. And for a long, long time, a couple of years, just spend most of my days in the bathtub, calming my nervous system. My
Yeah,
brain, my mind was fine. That's what I
Mhm.
was so hard because I know how to reframe thoughts. I know how to change my perception. But this was my body was just tremoring and I'm going, what do you need? What do you need? And the only thing that made it feel calm was water. That was
Yeah.
it.
Well, we're water creatures anyway. But
Yes.
last week, which will be published here pretty soon. I got it ready. I just don't have it on the internet yet. I talked about trauma, its causes, its effects, what causes it, how we heal from it, from a traditional therapy type of perspective. Uh, I have an ad that I read to him. You can see the new comment down there I put in there. The banner,
Yeah, I like that comment to be. Yes, I love that.
right? That's what
Mm,
basically the commercial says. Part of the commercial.
yeah.
So you'll be able to listen to the show as soon as I get it on the internet, which is
Yes.
gonna be in the next couple of days. I'm really busy the next few days, but
Yeah.
I can get
And
it up. It's all ready.
yeah. Um, yeah. I'm sorry I missed it last week. Although not really, because I was on a cruise in a spa going, this is great. So I
I've got
missed you.
to.
You should come on the cruise with me and relax.
Yeah, if I had money, I would.
Yeah.
Just to get away.
Well, you
Um,
know what? And that's a kind of thing too. You know, I've learned only because I've lived my life that way. And the past couple of years, like I was just on a cruise to Alaska in September, and in all honesty, I've been earning income because I've been working on this curriculum. I've been earning income in 7 years,
mhm.
right? And but when I hear my inner guidance go, you need to go away like now. I've
Mhm.
learned to just not even. I just go, all right, the money will be there somehow. But
Yeah,
it, I kind of looked at it like because we all say, oh, I can't take a break because the money, I have bills to pay, I have this. But at the end of the day, if your body's yelling at you that much to take a break, you got to break because you're not going to come back from it, right? So it's like, how much is my health worth? And sometimes health means just stopping and checking
mm.
out of the world for a little bit
Well,
until,
I don't go on a week long vacation when I
yeah,
check out. But I made Saturday and Sunday I checked out. I didn't even turn the computer off.
yeah, I know.
No,
You
wasn't
know,
I didn't check my email. I didn't do anything Saturday and Sunday. I just checked out.
do you think for you, has the computer made your life harder to manage as far as time?
No,
No?
no.
So you think are you less busy with the computer?
I get more accomplished with the
Okay.
computer. Instead of
Yeah.
trying to write it out longhand, I get it down on the computer, and it really helps. And nobody can read my handwriting an hour later, anyways. I need to type
I
fast.
know. I know. I'm a writer. Like I'm a dinosaur. I'm
Yeah.
not productive at all on the computer. Um, pen and paper world, I am.
Mhm.
Tasks that are like real world time, I'm always productive, but on the
Yeah.
computer, not. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, my problem is I write everything and then I'm like, oh, like you, I'm like, damn, I can't read my own handwriting. So yeah. So did you get any comments last week about what you were chatting about?
I haven't found any yet. I've seen a few on YouTube on other
Mm,
shows, but I haven't seen any yet about anything recently.
yeah. You know, it's so flooded out there that it's like,
It
I
is.
remember I hearing Gary Vee once at the beginning when I left work was saying like, and this was 2017, 2018. He's like, if you're not seen on social media now, forget it. You're just gonna get lost. And that is kind of true, you know.
Yeah.
And my son, even it's crazy. Like my son's an amazing singer, and for years I guess maybe it was probably around 2017, 18, like took his albums, it was all done. Like he just needed someone to distribute it. But the comment then was like, you need 10,000 followers. We won't even look at you otherwise. And I'm like, but yeah, getting, I don't know. To me, that's why if you look at my YouTube channel, which I'm trying to put stuff up, it's almost embarrassing. Like people have said to me, stop being a perfectionist. I'm like, look at my YouTube channel. There is no perfection in this at all. Like it's almost embarrassing. It's like a little kid today. But yeah. If I wait and try to make it look good, I don't know. How on a scale of 0 to 10, as a person, not like his deal with these things, but how much do you stress about whether stuff is seen or not? Is that important to you, or you do it? Yeah, I don't either.
If they see it, they see it. If they don't, they don't. I enjoy doing it. If one person gets a help out of this, I'm happy.
Yeah. And I think that's one of my hard times is like, it's such a struggle for me to speak without engaging with someone that it's not enjoyable. I tried to do a couple years ago this whole thing, and on paper, I had it all planned out, right? But it was like taking people through the divine heart healings. So like week at a time, so they could go on the journey with me and we could do it together. And at the end of the second show, I struggled so much, and I'm like, I sound more like a bumbling idiot than me, because that's not my strength. I don't know how to speak to a camera with nobody in a room, and that's why I stopped doing it, because it didn't bring me joy. I mean, I don't really care the outcome.
Yes, last week I only did 30 minutes. I only did a 30-minute show because I ran out of words.
Yeah, like conversation always brings me joy. Actually, yesterday I didn't go somewhere. I was supposed to go to service at Agape, and someone called me. We were having such a great conversation. I'm like, oh, forget it. I'm not going to Agape. Like in that moment, like I'll do what fills my heart, and conversation almost.
Which reminds me.
Yes, darling. You're going dark there. Yes.
I don't know why it does that. Might get it plugged in. Give me a second to turn on the light.
Yeah, sure.
Let me turn on the light.
Actually, I'm going dark too. Maybe it's the system, Dale. I just noticed I'm dark. I'm dark. And the light is on.
But for some reason.
But look, I got really dark too when I said that. Yeah. And my lights are all on, so I don't know what the heck that is.
I've only got the one, and it's the overhead.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's always dark with light, right? Here's how dark. What were you saying about the heart? I said something about fills my heart, and you said, oh, that reminds me.
Yes, because I don't know how it triggered my memory, but it did. When you coming to Colorado?
I'm decided, so the audience knows, since 2021, I've just been following my intuition. So I sold everything I owned in Philadelphia, because inside me, I heard that voiceless voice going, go, go. I'm like, where am I going? But it's telling me where I am now. It's time to leave. So April 1st, I think I'm hitting the road. I don't know where I'm going. So maybe I'll come to California.
All right.
Yeah. I'm in California, Colorado. Yeah. No snow in April, right?
It's I think it's snowy this month.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't mind though. But
the snow we get is really slushy and wet, and it just puts slush on the road. It doesn't build up. Once
you know what?
We'll get one.
Your mountains, my car, there's something, I'm avoiding something with my car. So I don't know how safe I feel on those mountains you have up there. And those mountains, when they're snowy and wet, I'd rather not go.
Yeah. Well, no. If you don't feel comfortable, don't.
No. That's why I was just waiting until, I was going to come in February. And I thought, oh, yeah.
No. It's going to snow Wednesday night into Thursday here.
Yeah, so probably April. I thought I'm going to take a train cross country, I think.
Okay.
April 1st. And just, I took a train. I took a ride on a long ride on a train back in September. And it was so much fun. You got to see. Yeah.
I did. I've ridden the train between Colorado and California like 3 times when I was a little guy, 12, 14,
That's
15
probably,
years old.
yeah,
Oh, it was magnificent.
yeah.
The old
Yeah,
California
I
Zephyr.
can't.
I
Oh, and the
rode in.
Zephyr, yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was
I
back
don't
in
know
the
which
60s.
route. I think I'll go maybe home for a day to the East
Hmm.
Coast. I haven't been back there in 3 years. And talk about like a psychological thing too, right? Like when you follow your intuition, like, you know how people tend to poo-poo on our dreams, right? And even when
Yeah.
I left work, I remember there was a woman who worked in mental health who, and I'd only been out of work a few weeks, and she goes, come on, seriously, like, get real, come back to the real world. You know, you have to work. And I just met this woman, and I'm like, so part of me, I don't think I said it, but I was like, okay, so what dream do you have that you never pursued, that you're pissed off that I'm gonna pursue mine? But I haven't wanted to go home because all the work I've been doing, there's no evidence or nothing to show for it in the real world, right? It's all the stuff I'm doing within and behind the scenes. So I haven't wanted to go back home because I'm afraid I won't leave again, you know? And
What would
does
be
that
the
make
problem?
sense at all?
Not really, because if you don't leave again, what's the problem?
Because I don't think I'm supposed to be there anymore.
If you don't leave
I
again, you
don't.
always.
No, but I mean, if I go home and don't leave, I think what I need to do is out here on the West Coast. So then all the work I've done is kind of like it'd be taking major steps backwards. But I'm just saying I would leave, but it would create a lot of emotional turmoil. I think I
Right.
could be wrong. I'll find out when I go.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, because I have my daughter's back there. That's one reason I'm going. I have a couple friends, but
Yeah.
you know, it would just be the comfort. And for probably at least 3 or 4 years now, I mean, uncomfortable is my way of living and uncertainty, and there's nothing to make you feel safe, right? And so I'm
Hmm.
afraid if I experience it, I'll be like, uh-oh, I like the way
Yeah.
this feels. I mean, I feel
I.
safe in me, but you know what I'm saying? I wake up every day going, what's today going to be like? What am I going to do today? What are we working? You know, it's just,
Mhm.
it's not exactly relaxing.
No. I was just resting today. I've been busy all morning trying to get paperwork for that loan I'm telling you about. Or
Yeah,
did I tell you?
I don't
I don't
think you
remember.
told me.
I told you about the loan I'm trying to get. I got it, the loan, but to put the paperwork together that they need is just driving me nuts.
Mm.
Running all over, going up into the bank a couple of times and going to the office a few times. I got to go up there after we finish here and find out where my lease agreement is.
Mm.
They were supposed to call me before 11 o'clock, and here it is, 11:30 my time.
So, what do you talk to me about the group you're teaching? You're going to be start teaching at your church. Is it for related to trauma or related to addiction? Okay, what are you
Just
going to be teaching?
I'm going to do the one for the church is just straight. Start at the beginning of addiction and work through it for about 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and then graduate that group and put another group in.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Now, do you use your own format? Will you use your
Yeah,
own
I got to
curriculum?
create. I got to create the format. I got to create
Okay.
the whole. I got to create the whole show, which I'm good
So,
at.
let me ask you a question to see if it's just me that Spirit's showing me all this stuff. Did you get asked for your credentials and all that stuff?
No,
See, the world's been questioning. That's why I've been facing everywhere I go. Well, what education do you have? What qualifications? I'm like, wait, are you kidding me? Like, so much so as I think I told you, I went to volunteer. Called a hospital here, Catholic hospital, to volunteer to go just talk to patients and share energy and love. That was it.
yep,
Listen, actually, more than talk. And I got this whole rigmarole about do I have a doctorate in divinity and do I have this certain certification and they have certain standards. I kept saying to the guy, first of all, I'm a nurse and I'm a minister, but all I want to do is listen and share love. And he's like, well, we need to make sure, like, people meet our credentials, and I'm like, is this the same program you put your priest through? Because you might want to work with like, but that's what the world's been showing me is everywhere I go, even volunteer, to listen and love. I don't have enough education and degrees. That's the bullshit I've been, and I know there's a message in it, but I'm like, okay, how do I share the message with the people who are the ones that are telling me that aren't walk and talk and
I'm going to go volunteer at the Denver Rescue Mission if I can.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, you know what that is. It's a rescue mission for the homeless. Yeah. Go down and work down there for a while, a couple hours a day or 4 or 5 hours a day, and just to get out and meet people.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many places I've called to volunteer and either haven't gotten calls back or been told I didn't have enough credit. I'm like, I'm volunteering. Like, I don't get this. What do you?
I don't get it. When I went to work at behavioral health in California, they did not ask. I was a volunteer. I worked as a counselor, as a volunteer. They didn't ask for my credentials.
Is it because I'm a nurse, do you think?
I don't know.
You know what? Maybe I'll take the RN off the back of my name and see if I get any different responses.
All right.
Even though I'm not going in to volunteer as a nurse, but maybe the expectations are different. I don't know. I'm going to try that though and see if I get different results.
Yeah, because I've got mine as CAC retired.
Yeah.
I have to put that retired on there. I would get all kinds of problems. Here in Colorado.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. In California too, with licensure, there's certain things like I can't call myself. Everyone's like, "You're a healer." I'm like, "No, I'm a healing facilitator." Like I can't call myself legally a healer as a nurse.
No.
Yeah.
And I can't legally say I'm a certified addictions counselor level 2 anymore because I'm not. My license expired in 2007.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I was writing something this morning, and we've gotten so focused on knowledge and education when what the world really needs is not more knowledge. It needs wisdom, and it needs we're just missing the foundation, which I think is the gift of trauma. Trauma gives you wisdom. It may make it more difficult to merge into a society that's based in knowledge, but the gifts of humanness and wisdom that come with being a trauma survivor are priceless. It's just they're not valued.
To be a survivor, you've got to be strong.
Yeah, that's it.
Then
through
that, the other things will come. If you're strong, if you're weak, you're going to have real problems.
And I don't even know if it's so much strong or weak, right? I think it's more you just have to be able to trust yourself.
But that's a part of being strong.
Yeah, but I guess I just don't like people thinking they're weak, right? So I don't like labeling things strong or weak or whatever.
I don't use that term with people.
No, I know you don't mean it that way. Yeah.
No, I don't use that term much. I use strong with them. Be strong. Yeah. You are strong. This is how you can be strong. This is what you need to do or what you can do.
Yeah. I think you have to be mentally tough.
Yeah,
not emotionally. And you know what? I wonder, now that I just said that, I wonder if that's where we get in trouble as a we, in that the armor we think is being tough, but we can't be emotionally tough. And I think that's where we go wrong. We are emotionally tough instead of being mentally tough. Mentally tough is like putting the armor on your mind to go, oh, this isn't about me. And step back and look at this as an objective observer. Instead of doing that, we become emotionally tough. And then without emotional intimacy, life isn't worth living. I mean, and I don't mean emotional intimacy with partner. I mean with everybody. That's vulnerability, is emotional intimacy. And that's what I think really screwed up my health, is that I didn't have that with strangers or anyone. Every conversation I've had over the last 7 years is people saying, what do you do? Well, how can we work together? And I'm like, I just say to people, can we just talk as human beings? Because that's what fills my heart. You know what I mean? And obviously it does fill theirs, but they don't realize it does until they have conversations that are more in depth, and then they go, wow, this was great. I'm like, it was just a conversation, but it was a emotionally intimate conversation.
Yeah, I have a friend here I'm talking to. She's a lieutenant colonel in the Army,
Yeah,
and we have some of the greatest conversations. And there's another night we already have conversations, real, honest conversations. We disagree on almost every point,
yeah,
but they're
but
simple.
yeah,
And we understand that, okay, we're not going to okay, we can disagree about this. And I give my points, she gives her points, and they just
well,
flow.
yeah, and that's, I think, ooh, this just came to me too, is that I think like in life, I mean, the whole purpose of life really are, we all come here souls with one purpose, not mission. But the purpose is to fully self-express,
Mhm.
whatever that looks like. So if you're in a conversation and you're not getting into the meat and rolling the sleeves up and just being who you are, that's
Yeah.
how we self-express.
Oh, absolutely, we have to. And we,
And like, how is the weather, how are the kids, isn't self-expressing.
no,
It's just superficial crap that, I don't know. I've and I say crap probably because I've never been good at it. I don't enjoy it. I'm horrible with networking. I'm not good at parties. It's like one person at a time, but I don't like that carousing the room thing.
yeah,
And I've never,
I believe that, as you call it, crap, I think it's important in the
it
beginning.
is important.
Brings you, it starts the process of having good, effective communication. And I let
Yeah,
you practice the skills before you get into the heavy duty stuff, like we were talking about the plight of the country last night, and the homelessness and the criminals and the crime and all this stuff. And we really got into it really deep, but we never lost our temper. We never got angry. We just back and forth
yeah.
dialogue with using good skills. And it was on chat, but it was just
See,
incredible.
and that's where it's such a hard time when I left nursing to go out and start networking, because for my entire life, seriously, if my heart was open and someone else was willing to open their heart, there was no need for that. Like, I had deep conversations after, hey, my name's Leslie. I struggle with this. How about you? Boom. I mean, I would, whoa, where are you going? You just, is your internet unstable? You're kind of disappearing.
Well, I've had conversations who started out with just, hi, I'm Dale, and we get into it like you're saying.
But I
Right
couldn't do that with people in business. And I think that was part of the message, though, is that we talk so much about communication, whatever. If we just allow ourselves to be and allow ourselves to be curious and not have an agenda and not worrying about saying the right thing, the wrong thing, creativity flow. And that's why I ran into trouble with getting support for the conversations I do, because everyone's like, all right, well, we need to control and structure the conversation. I'm like,
No,
but that's what I've been told. Even I wanted to do a show. Someone was talking, give me a structure. What's going to happen each minute? I don't know. That's the beauty. Like, I don't know.
you don't structure
You
the
know,
conversation. You just let it flow.
right? And it kind
It's
of,
always ebbs and tides. It's ebbs, it's tides, it's to the left and it's to the right, it's to the center. Not politically or anything, just the way the conversation will flow back and forth and to
yeah,
the center, and all over the place. That's a
yeah.
good conversation.
I know. But how do you do that in networking? There always seemed to be an outcome that they had. Like, what do you do? What do you want to do? Let's just talk about who we are. What do
Yeah.
I love? what do I like? What brings me joy? What frustrates me? What frustrates you? What brings you joy? That's what I want to know. When I even when I go on different people's podcasts like you, I never look them up. I know nothing about them except for their name. Nothing. Because I don't want to. I want to find out about a person from the person, not
Yeah.
from. And in networking, it was, it just, I still don't understand networking, and maybe that's the autism because it
Oh,
just doesn't seem authentic.
yeah. Speaking of which, remember the conversation we had with Phyllis, and it was so echoey I couldn't use it.
Yes,
Next Monday we're doing her again.
yes, I know that. I know that
Okay.
about that.
I wasn't sure if you remembered or not. Because
Yeah,
I
I do.
hadn't I had forgotten until I looked at my calendar and go, oh, Phyllis is coming back. All right.
I had the wrong date. I thought it was the 15th, but
Yeah.
what is today? Today's the 11th.
Yeah. Today's the
But,
11th.
but yeah, about conversation time and time again with networking is like, let's hop on a call because there's an outcome. Let's see what we can do together. How can I help you? No, let's just hop on a call versus human beings. But I've heard so many times from entrepreneurs and people in business, like they don't want to talk to people unless they can eventually be a client or whatever. And if life gets that busy, if that's what success looks like, that I only have time to talk to people who can be a client, who can be whatever, then I don't want success. I mean,
No.
to be honest with you, I want to learn from each person about them, not about how, I don't know. I think, I just might be a little too different to succeed in a networking thing. Because I really don't care, because I've had a lifetime to see if you don't care about the outcome, you'll get the outcome that you envision. But you can't
Mhm.
care too much about it. You don't
I
want it.
I don't care about the outcome so much as I do the process.
See, I don't, yeah,
The outcome's going to be what it's going to be.
right.
I,
So what do you
I'm
mean
not
by
going
what do you mean by the process? Like if we're talking networking, what do you mean by the process?
the process of networking is meeting other people with like minds who not like minds but like interest and talking to them and that's like a lineable is a lot like that. Meeting people with because they put you in groups, you know, and you pick these people to connect with.
Yeah. You know what? And I just another aha. Maybe the fact that I can't go in those groups, like I can't do the technology. So online, I get the emails. I'm like, what do I got?
Yeah,
Uh, so it's just in person. When
mm-hmm.
it comes to networking online, and even when there's a group, my energy changes unless I close my eyes, don't look at the screen, and there's one person at a time talking. If there are a bunch of people, every week I go to choir, right? And someone said to me, will you enjoy it? I'm like, no, I don't. I go in this room with 40 something people. They're all talking, telling jokes, laughing, and all my brain hears is wah, 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 wah. So the
Yeah,
whole time I can't even be myself because I'm going, brain, calm down, you're safe. All right, earplugs in, like how can I check out? But when I check out, then I can't be me. So, and when I've in the past, when I've gone to conferences or anything where there's a lot of people, where everyone's talking at the same time, I've asked people, and they're like, "Well, you're kind of aloof," and I'm like, "Oh my God, that's not me at all." But it is in those situations because in order to calm my brain, I gotta check out and
yeah.
just pretend I'm not there. But the gift of that is that's how I become the objective observer. I watch. I don't participate. So I guess
I,
yeah, and
I'm
I guess
reserved.
that's probably the autism,
Yeah,
and it's
I'm
just
reserved. Yeah, I'm reserved. Borderline shy,
yeah,
and it's very difficult for me to start a conversation with somebody. Yeah, and I don't
one
know in a big group like you're talking about.
yeah yeah. In
Very
a big
difficult.
group, I'm toast. When I finally realized that and learned about the traumatic brain injury and the autism and visual processing, I have a very hard time taught if I'm not looking at someone, I don't understand what they're saying.
Yeah,
And that blew my mind when I uncovered that a couple of years ago. A neurologist, she was doing cognitive testing. She goes, okay, turn your back and I'm going to talk to you. And I couldn't understand what she was saying. I didn't understand it. So I need to look in somebody's eyes one-on-one, which in today's world, that's probably why I have a hard time with this. I need eyes to help, you know?
Yeah, and mine sit off to the side because of the way my camera.
Right, like I'm looking at you. I put the camera right above your face, so I don't know if I can't even look to see if I'm looking at you because it'll throw my brain off and interrupt the flow. So these are.
I look at people, and I need to look at people to not only hear what they say, but to see their body language, their voice tones, their eye movement, their eye contact, the way their nose twitches or not, or the mouth moves, or what things like those little subtle clues we get to a person, what's going on with people.
Yeah.
So
I don't even. Yeah, I don't think I pay attention to that. I just lock into the eyes, and here's the gift of the way my brain developed. Is that was the one thing when any of us locks into someone's eyes. Now all of a sudden, the exterior of who we are goes away, and you're, and that's why I think I could intimately connect and create a safe space because I was getting into the eyes and into the soul, into the person beneath the exterior. But that's kind of my message. But when faced with someone who won't make eye contact, I'm like, now what do I do? But that came from, I had to do that because the way my brain developed. So it was a gift, though. It was a gift given to me. It's not a curse. It's a gift. With technology, it wasn't so much of a gift, but
no, not for you. For me, it was.
Not for me. I've even gone in support groups, and I just get my brain just gets so confused that I have to. So I've really been isolated from the world. Unless I see someone in person, I don't talk to anybody. On the phone, now here's the only thing, and I think it's this sound, the vibration. When I talk to someone on the phone, I can speak. And I think it's because I sense the vibration of sound, which is also energy. Yeah. But I have a very hard time. It's a struggle to, But, and if you're listening to this, trauma, I don't think I'm the only one. I've noticed throughout our lives, right? I think we're supposed to learn things and share with other people because we're not the only ones who experience it, right?
Right. Or maybe somebody will pick up on it and spread the word and pretty soon it's spread all over the world.
Well, and I mean, I can't even tell you what's wrong or right. All I can do is share my experiences. What you do with that is you try to use them. The only one thing I can ever say for certain from my life is that a fact for each and every one of us. If we are not willing to be ourselves, then we will not have the life we want. We will not, and in the life we want, I mean, we will not find that inner peace and joy and passion and purpose. The secret to life with everything, you don't have to spend a penny, you don't have to hire anyone to teach you how to do this. You have to see yourself and be yourself and feel free to be yourself. Anytime we put the mask on, you are not going to have the internal satisfaction.
Well, we all wear a mask. Okay, when I go out to dinner, for example, I'm not the same person that I'm sitting here talking to you.
Why?
So that's a different mask we wear, and I think we do. If we were both still working, we wear a different mask at our jobs.
See, I haven't. And that's the problem I'm running into in business. No matter who I'm with, where I'm at, when I was with celebrity, I don't want to say name, but when I went to bands, and because through my son, I was introduced to some extremely famous people, I was just me. And they responded so fondly that I was taken right in. Like I remember someone saying to me, I work for the band,
Yeah.
We don't normally accept people as soon as we meet them. But it was the authenticity. This is who I am no matter where I go.
Yeah.
I don't know how to be anything different. And when I try to be different than me to fit into wherever I was networking, it doesn't go well.
No,
because
it wouldn't.
because
It would
I
not
don't
go.
think I think to say we wear masks, that's our problem as society. There's a difference between masking and armoring, I think, and faking it. There's a
Well, that could be
difference.
it.
I
Is
can,
just a matter of semantics then between you call it armor, I call it a mask.
but faking it isn't changing who I am. Faking it is more of an internal change, internal
Yeah.
belief. So faking it is like, did we ever talk about the difference between the armor and faking it?
Yeah. A long
Yeah.
time ago. I don't
So
remember exactly.
yeah, but basically, armor's like, hey, stay here with me. Don't show yourself to the outside world. No one's gonna love you like I do. And you remember what happened last time you opened yourself up. This happened and it was bad. Baking is like my internal dialogue goes, hey, come on, girl, you can do this. All right, I know you don't exactly know what you're doing, but just go be yourself. Go do it, and just if it doesn't work out, no big deal. We're here. And nothing lost, nothing, So faking it's kind of believing you can, even though you're not sure if you can. Whereas armor is, I don't think I'm good enough, and I don't want someone to see me, and so I'm going to put on a mask or whatever that doesn't really show them all me. But the problem with that is, in the world, what do you think is the one thing that's underlying why people can't get along?
I don't know. I hadn't thought of it.
What if it's trust?
But part of it's trust, absolutely. Absolutely, it's trust, but it's also differences. You're different. It's that whole you're
But
different.
that goes down to trust. It goes down to, so trust isn't about me trusting you. That's not what trust is. Trust is about me trusting me to discern whether I'm safe or not. That is the secret to all life, as far as not financial success, but as far as internal peace, is, do I trust me to keep myself safe? If I trust me, I can trust everybody, because I know that something inside me is going to go, girl, you're not safe. Get out of this
Yeah,
situation.
right.
But if
Because
I can't trust me, then I'm leaving it up to you to prove to me that I can trust you. That's so wrong. I mean, not wrong. I don't like that word, but that's so not how you flow. Am I lecturing? I feel like I'm lecturing.
you are to a certain
Okay.
degree.
Okay.
Okay, but the thing is with well, go back to what you said. If people, I don't instinctively trust anybody. That they have to, they're not so much prove it, but over a period of even a short period of time, show me.
See, I trust everybody.
Yeah,
And even if you prove that I can't trust you, all that means is I got to hone my own skills and better. It doesn't mean you have to prove anything to me. You don't have to prove you can trust. What I need to do is figure out if nothing inside me send off that signal that I need to be careful.
mm-hmm.
And you something you did or said made me feel uncomfortable, then I don't have to worry about what you did or said. I got to worry, what was going on in me that I didn't pick up on the own clues that my body sent me. And usually what's happening is I'm not open. I'm protecting something. And that's why I can't hear. That's where I think the danger that I've seen, that the armor and the mask, they don't allow us to truly see and hear and listen to ourselves. I don't know. That's just my own take on it, which I
Yeah,
know is
it's a little confusing to me.
you
My,
just have to trust yourself. So
yeah,
I can go into a bad neighborhood, a really unsafe neighborhood, and I trust that around me because I trust that my body, the way my body is reacting, will tell me when I'm safe and when I'm not safe. So I don't have to think about it. That's the way I live my life. I don't go into a situation saying, is this safe? Is this? I go, all right, okay, let me know if I'm not safe. And
yeah,
twice, and I've always been, twice, I haven't. And it was, I would approach someone and something inside me said, get out quick now. And I listened. I never thought about it. I listened to my body, what it was telling me.
we always have to. That's important. That statement. We have to
That's
trust.
key.
We have to
Yeah,
trust our bodies to give us the more, and then we act towards it. Not react to, but act
right.
towards it.
Just
Like you said,
listening to it.
you weren't
Right.
safe, and you got out of the situation.
Yeah. But if I cognitively, not mentally, if I cognitively went, okay, look at this situation. Am I safe? There was nothing in that situation for me to believe I wasn't safe.
Hmm.
Somebody answered the door at a house. That's it.
Yeah,
Hi. And something inside me went, get out. And so I left. But if I left it up to my brain, there was nothing I should have felt unsafe with in that
yeah,
situation. But that inner guidance, our higher consciousness,
yeah.
am I giving you a headache? All right, let's
No,
lighten
no,
it
no,
up.
no, 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 no. My headphones are falling apart.
Oh,
I need to do it.
sometimes, and this is how I haven't learned to get frustrated because I've lived my life this way and I've seen how simple it is. But
Okay.
it's so hard to explain that discernment is not about discerning about other people. It's discernment in ourselves, right?
Right.
I had a download one day, and I told the person it was simple. It was nothing deeply personal. I said, "Hey, just to let you know, I'm told to tell you this." And they said, "Okay, well, maybe you didn't need to tell me that." And I said, "But if I got something, a download quote, whatever you want to call it, channel to tell you something, it's not my role to say to spirit, no, I don't think they need to know that." Like, who am I to judge that? I'll tell them, and they can listen or not. It's up to them.
Right. Okay.
You
We're
know?
about out of time here, Leslie. We have about eight
Okay.
minutes. And
All right.
I want to read this again.
Wait,
Uh,
you can't see it. You can't
yeah,
see it.
I
Whatever.
don't know why. I don't know why I put it back here. But anyway, it's very short. It's a short commercial that I like to read it's the same one I used last week. And I also put on 4 different social media sites for people
Okay.
to see. We are looking for trauma survivors. The Reverend Leslie Peters, RN, and Dale Hutchinson, CAC2, retired, to appear on the show Trauma to Love. If you are a survivor, write us at T2L at coffee-time-again.com and we will answer within 24 hours. The show is live streamed on Mondays at noon Pacific Daylight Time. We can make special arrangements, time arrangements, if you need to meet your needs. You
Okay.
would not be pressured to share anything that you don't want to talk about. You have your choice of which method you wish to talk. You can Reverend Leslie Peters, RN of Metaphysical, which I don't know, I have to check on that word with you, or mine of the
Yeah,
traditional
that's fine.
method of talk and experiential work on healing your trauma and learning to love yourself again, allowing you to love others at a deeper level.
Oh, I love that. Hey, listen, being old fashioned, old school, can you send me and I'll print it out and post the flyer? Because
Yeah,
just so people are listening,
yeah, I got it.
the back end of the show, this is all Dale. all I do is show up. So thank you so much. He puts so much work into this. And I unfortunately, I would love to help him out, but these are all things that Dale can't touch. I kind of suck at. So, but what I can do is stuff the old-fashioned way. So if you send me that, I'll get flyers printed out and I'll put it up.
Okay, I will do that. I will.
Okay. But thank you, Dale.
It's so big, I'll have to email it to you.
Yeah, thank you. Just
thank you.
I don't say that enough. I'm very grateful for all that you do to provide me the opportunity to come have this conversation with you. I really do appreciate it.
And you're welcome. And I thank you for your kind words. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been this Trauma to Love again. We enjoyed the show. Hope you did too. And listen to it when I get it on the internet again and learn what you can learn. And if you want to be a guest on our show, just write to us at t2l@coffee-time-again.com, and we will get back to you within 24 hours.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
Can you put, if people replay this, do they see a chat? Do you want to put the URL in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Cool. All right, dude. I love you. Stay healthy. Listen to your body.
Yes, I will. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye, honey.